I put people on flights. That's what I do. I put people on flights. That's what I'm about. My name is Ekundayo. I'm a 23-year-old professional mixed martial artist. I'm Nigerian and I was raised in Brixton, South London. The Airlines thing was just banter initially. It was just banter in the gym initially. Me and my friend, we both fought on Rise of Champions #1, and after the fight, we were both in the gym and we just bantering to each other about who had the best submission. And then I must have said, I put him on Ekundayo Airlines, and then that sort of caught on, and then that caught on in the gym, and then it just blossomed to what it is now. Growing up in my household was tough. My dad wasn't around since I was 3, so he left my mum to look after 3 children, which is my younger brother, myself, and my older sister. My younger brother is autistic. A lot of people don't know this, but yeah, my younger brother is autistic. So that came with its own challenges in itself, growing up with a sibling that is severely autistic, and you also have to understand what he's going through, and it's mainly other people, so I can understand it now, and then other people in the public won't understand what he's doing. So say he runs and spits at someone or probably hits them or something, they're not going to understand what he's doing. So growing up, it came with the trials of growing up with a single mother looking after 3 children, and also growing up with a younger brother that is autistic. Larry Ekundayo, he's my brother, man. He's my brother. He's my brother. He's just that guy that showed me that love. He's invited me to his gym. We've got some quality training in, and he supports my career. I support his career. I want him to do the best in his field. He wants me to do the best in my field. So for that reason, Larry Ekundayo, he's my brother. He's my brother. Well, I found MMA through the video game, through the UFC video game. My friends were playing the video game. They were talking about it. I was good at fight night. Cool, so I just thought, what's this? I tried it out. I thought I think I'm good at everything, so I just thought, let me try it out, boom, play it. Cool, I played it, slightly started learning a couple characters, and then it was a slow thing, so I slowly started getting sucked in. Slowly started watching fights, watching highlights here and there, and then it got to a point where my friend also watched it as well. My good friend, he also watched it as well. So it got to a point where we was like, let's go to a gym one day. Let's go train and see what it's saying. It started off as a hobby. We had no intentions of ever taking it seriously, but it just that also grew as well. So the more and more I was training, the more and more I was picking up the skills, the more and more my coach was giving me confidence and saying, you've got potential. The more and more I said, do you know what? I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be the best at this. Training at a gym in South London called Guns MMA, run by Tommy Gunn. And then there was a coach there who was not too much older than me. His name is Carlton Liu. He used to come down here and train with Ashley Grimshaw. So he always used, that coach there, he used to train Muay Thai. He used to coach Muay Thai in Guns MMA. And then I used to do his sessions. And then he always used to like bring up, oh, I went to Titans the other day. I got some training in with Ash. Brad Pickett goes there. So that's what made me aware of Titan Fighter. I didn't know where it was, but that's what made me aware of the name and that it has got credible fighters from there. So when I decided that this is what I want to do, I want to be the best at this and I want to take this seriously, I thought there's no other place to train than here. So I came here and then just never looked back. I'm a problem at bantamweight. I'm a problem at bantamweight. I'm the bantamweight's problem. I'm the bantamweight's problem. That's my weight class. But it just happens that some of my fights have taken place at featherweight. Various different reasons. MMA politics outside of actually performing, outside of the actual cage, why I have stepped up in weight. But I'm the bantamweight's problem. And I can fight at featherweight if I choose to. I put people on flights. That's what I do. I put people on flights. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. I put people on flights. I grab them. I put them on a flight. And then that's my thing. But although my fights are wrestling heavy, I am an MMA fighter at the end of the day. I train MMA. I train all aspects of MMA. So although I wrestle in my fights, I am skilled everywhere. I've said it before, I'm skilled everywhere, and it's the truth. I'm skilled everywhere. MMA to me feels like secondary school. Because you go into school, you have set periods of learning various different subjects, but at the same time, there's still that thing that you pick up more than others. That's the same with me and MMA. So I learned all the various different aspects of MMA at once. I've given it equal time, but it just so happens that I've picked up on the wrestling and the grappling part of it quite quicker than the other parts of it. So I give each and every art its time, but it's just what I pick up on. It's just that thing that I just understand like that. I can see a technique and I can understand it straight away. That's just the grappling part of it for me. So I give everything its time, but wrestling just shines more than everything else. Well, next year I see myself on big shows. The world needs to know who I am, and next year is going to be my breakthrough year, without a doubt. I'm going to have from 3 to 4 fights in the year, and they're going to be on big shows. The world's going to know about Ekundayo Airlines. In 3 years' time, I see myself in the higher tier organizations, and I would have broken through in the higher tier organizations as well. That's when the world is going to know who I am. My long-term goal in MMA is to be the best in the world. It's to be the best in the world, hands down. Pound for pound, the best in the world. Hands down, without a doubt. There's no denying it. When people speak of MMA, they say my name. That's my long-term goal. If weight classes didn't matter, I'll fight all of them just because. I'll just fight all of them just because. So Anderson Silva, GSP, Conor McGregor, Demetrius Johnson, all of those big names. It's entertainment, man. That's why everyone watches it. So I'll fight all of them just because. If in a dream world where weight classes didn't matter and all of this, whatever, it's money, man. All of these fights are money fights. So personally, MMA is the dream job. If I now have to think of another thing if I have to think of a plan B, I don't even know. I don't even know. MMA is the goal. MMA is the one and only goal. That's the dream for me. That's the dream for me. That's my passion. That's what I love doing. Like, I train every day, and it doesn't feel like work. Like, everyone has that whole Monday feeling where they're like, oh, it's Monday. I have to get up and go work or whatever. I don't have that. Monday is wrestling. I wrestle. I'm a wrestler. I'm happy. I'm happy when it's Monday. That's my day. That's my day where I'm in my element. So Monday's my day. I don't have all of that. I have to get up and do this. I have to get up and do that. When I train MMA anyway, every part of MMA I love. So it's my passion. That's what I love doing. If I didn't discover MMA, I believe a part of me would be a little bit miserable, because whatever I'm doing, it doesn't equate. Like, I don't get that rush from it. So before I was training MMA, I was studying to become an accountant. So I was doing my A-levels. I was looking to go to uni. To be honest, I would have made a lot of money being an accountant, but making money doesn't equate to being like happy. So having a lot of money doesn't mean you're necessarily happy, because I would have had a lot of money being an accountant, but I would have been bored. I would have been bored out of my wits. So I did study it. I was good at the studying part of accountancy, but the actual job I couldn't do. The 9 to 5, 5 days a week, sometimes working overtime, it's not for me. It's not for me, to be honest. If it's for you and you get a rush from it, that's you personally. But for me personally, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it, to be honest. MMA was just something that happened. So it just sort of fell into my lap. It was a gradual process. So there wasn't a time where I was like, you know what, Mum? Like, I want to do this MMA thing. I want to punch and kick people in the face and get money. It was a gradual thing. So I used to go training, because for me personally it was a hobby at first. It did blossom to what it is now, but it was a hobby at first. So I used to go training. I used to train all the time, and to be honest, they just saw the hard work that I put into it. So now when I decided to leave everything behind, what I was doing previously behind, they were just more supportive of it, because they can see how much hard work I was putting into it. Initially, my sister was like, "You're not doing that." She was like, "You're not doing that." But now they all support me in what I do, because if you show that that's what your passion is, and that's what you want to do, and that's what you want to make your career, obviously I'm not saying disobey your parents and disobey your loved ones, but who can tell you anything if that's what you love doing, if that's what gives you that rush? Who can tell you anything, really? The fights that I learnt the most from, the most testing fights, I would say, was my second amateur fight and my last professional fight just gone, because I got put in the most adversity I've ever been put in the big lights, in front of the stage, in front of the big stage, in front of my friends and family, and I've had to pull through from both ones. So I'll definitely say that's my second amateur fight, and my fourth pro fight, the one just gone. Because obviously you don't want to get punched up in front of your brethren. You don't want to get punched up in front of your brethren. Nah.